Former bodyguard, notorious Diddy hater, and one of his biggest op, Gene Deal, is going out sad ever since this Diddy verdict. Now, Gene Deal was someone who's been telling us for years how Diddy is going to go to jail for the rest of his life due to various crimes that he's aware that Diddy did. Diddy had his day in court. He was found guilty on two of the lesser charges. That's probably going to see Diddy free in about a year or two, but he didn't get found guilty of the RICO.
That's the crazy part, boy. Hey, a lot of people been hitting the internet about Diddy, but that boy finna walk free. Diddy Simpson, you feel me? Like, nah, Diddy is the OG Simpson of our time on some for real shit. That's the crazy part. Motherfuckers don't even know that right now, you know? But all the motherfuckers that been hitting the internet talking about Diddy, hey, hey man.
Dale has done several interviews reacting to this verdict, and he can't seem to get over it. I knew that things were getting somber and desperate when Gene Dale tried to imply that Diddy getting off on the RICO was this grand conspiracy between the judge and the jurors.
What was the situation regarding the judge where his rules wasn't being followed? Can you give me the backstory behind that?
Bruh, that's how you knew this was foul. The head of the juror on the first day said, we have somebody in here that's not following your instructions. The judge was supposed to bring all them back in there and gave his instructions. But what he did was he sent them back in there and said, y'all deliberate again. He sent them back in there and said, y'all deliberate again. And they come back with a verdict. I said it. If they reach the verdict before the 4th, we ain't gonna get the racketeering, we ain't gonna get the RICO. So that person who didn't do it and wasn't following the rules and regulation and everything like that, they're probably one of the strongest jurors. And that's why they probably came out with they didn't follow the instructions of the judge.
That jury pool had one black man after the other black man got thrown off the jury mid-trial. I don't feel like they were colluded in favor of Diddy. I don't even feel like that's a possibility. I feel like if you would have put anyone in those seats and they look at the RICO requirements, bro, they're coming back with not guilty. But the one thing that's very interesting, like that I pointed out, and an interviewer also pointed out too, when Gene Deal talks about this case, he puts himself on the side of the prosecutors, right? Like when he says, yo, if the deliberation comes back before the 4th, we ain't gonna get the RICO. We ain't gonna get the trafficking. We? Like, what do you mean we? Like,
What
are
you think
you
he
the
been
one that's
talking
charging
for?
or trying to prosecute Diddy? Are you in favor of this man getting a RICO?
Duh, nigga.
So the interviewer calls him out on it, and Gene Deal, to his credit, he fessed up. He admits that, yes, I want Diddy to get a RICO and do the rest of his life in jail.
Right.
Why you say we didn't get a RICO? You was hoping he got found guilty on the RICO?
Man, listen to me, bro. I don't know what's wrong with these new wave cats. That nigga could walk through hell with gasoline drawers on in my book. Man, I don't give a fuck about him. You understand? How you gonna care about a nigga that wish you dead?
Gasoline
Just telling
draws the
niggas, yo, if
hell.
you see
Yeah, I
Gene,
heard that
do
boy.
dirt to
He
him.
meant that.
And what I mean, we, the taxpayers, we the people went at him.
Nah. Don't put us in your malarkey, bro. Don't put us in your malarkey, man. That's not how this works, okay, Gene? Just because somebody is on trial and our taxpayers is being used to prosecute this person doesn't mean that all taxpayers or all civilians is against this person or on the opposing side of this person. There's people who have been in trial where, yo, like the popular opinion is this person is innocent and they've been in favor of this person. No, don't turn your personal vendetta against Diddy into our problem. Cut it out, bruh. No, you cannot unwear that statement. You talking about this man being on trial. This man is being prosecuted by the feds, and you're talking about we.
Man, y'all drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think about this whole Diddy situation, man. Y'all want him free, or do y'all think he deserve to be locked up? And if so, for how long? You know what I'm saying? Because he finna walk free. Whether whoever like it or not, that man finna be out here. You hear me? Motherfuckers better tighten up. No Diddy.
We Why do you feel like you're on the same team as the feds?
We the people that form a more perfect union. When we hire these government people in here to do the job they supposed to do the job of the people. If they brought them to court and they had charges on them, they were supposed to charge them all the charges they supposed to have on them.
This is unlike anything I've ever seen before. This man is so contaminated with hatred for Diddy, bro. He's now telling the prosecutors, who, by the way, got law degrees, who, by the way, study the law for a living and apply the law for a living. He's now telling them they didn't do their job. They ain't charged Diddy with everything he's been charged with. That man got charged with a RICO, homie. He was facing life in prison, and you're saying that's still not enough. They still ain't do.
Only man in history ever got a one-man RICO. You feel me? That I know of. Y'all let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, but that's the only man ever in history have a one-man RICO. Where they do that at? But that's damn near the clue to like this nigga from the walk. You feel me? Y'all can't put all this shit on one nigga and make it stick. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it hasn't stuck. You know what I'm saying?
Their job. They still ain't charging with enough. Nah, son. You wanted this man to do what? Double life in jail or something, bro? What's wrong? Excuse. And also, too, yo, we've heard street dudes tell that lie all the time that I believe that it would have probably applied to Jane Dill because Jane Dill is in the streets. Y'all remember when street dudes used to say, because nowadays they want to snitch on their ops, but y'all remember when street dudes used to say, man, I wouldn't wish jail on my worst enemy, man.
Niggas
Man,
be
free my
lying.
ops so we can get busy. Y'all remember when street dudes actually sought street justice or actually wanted street justice and they looked at the feds locking up the op as a bad thing?
Same
Jane Dill,
niggas
who's
be
from the
telling.
streets, is now saying, nah, man. I don't want no smoke with Diddy, man. I don't want him in the free world. I don't want no smoke. Lock him up. Do my job for me, feds. I'm like, come on, bro. Gene, like, this is pathetic, man. This is not cool, bro.
So they didn't. So anybody that's mad at me and you can love your enemies. That's you. Me and you different.
What you think about Cassie asking a judge not to give Diddy a bail?
How do I feel about Cassie asking the judge not to give him bail? She has every right. She has every right.
It sound like a nigga that know Diddy finna get out and put that bread on him. He know it. Hey, he know it. Diddy finna come out and put that bag on him.
Listen here, bro.
Get him out of here.
I heard Cassie getting a lot of flack on the internet right now. And I heard guys and people saying that she's a co-conspirator. She wanted it. She orchestrated the whole thing. Half the thing, she was part of it. I even know that, and I'm hearing that guys are saying she was victimizing them also. I don't know how you can victimize, well, you can, I guess, a prostitute if they coming to have sex and they coming to being a prostitute. I guess you can. They could be victimized if somebody 109 pounds wet beat you up or whatever like that. I guess you could be victimized on that.
I'm not saying I don't enjoy some Gene Deal interviews. I'm saying it's just probably time to stop interviewing Gene Deal about Diddy. Right now, Gene Deal is at the stage of haterade that Gene Deal just lacks any and all objectivity. He doesn't have it. Now, if Gene Deal would have said, man, I don't believe that Cassie did those things, that's one argument. But the claim that Cassie is incapable of, Cassie lacks the capability of doing so, it's crazy. It's lunatic. Look at what they are accusing Cassie of. They are accusing Cassie of being a co-conspirator. Somebody who found them on the websites and transported them to the free golfs and paid them.
Yeah, man.
Is she
was a
not
team
able
player.
to do that? Yo, Cassie gave me drugs. She's not able to give them. Hey, yo, when I was on top of Cassie, she selfed me. Like, she pulled off the condom and then pulled me in. She's not able to do that. That's all abuse. That's all co-conspirator behavior. Cassie was the orchestrator of a lot of these things. And the fact that he's able to, he's unable to acknowledge this shows, bro, that at this point it's too far gone. And to me, like, it defeats the purpose of even interviewing him. We're trying to hear from Gene Dill because Gene Dill has inside information on the situation, and he's able to give objective opinions. Now it feels like Jane Dale is just salty and want Diddy behind bars by any means necessary, even if it means that it's illegal.
You know, I don't even know, bro. But what I want people to understand is that you talk about a 19-year-old girl taking ecstasy, taking pink, green, yellow, white cocaine, licking frog legs or that frog that Diddy was talking about that makes you hallucinate, along with marijuana, along with alcohol, in a 19-year-old brain.
This is so dishonest. Cassie and Diddy met at 19. They didn't begin the free calls at 19. Cut it out. They actually continued the free calls for a decade, which means, no, this was a 26, 27, 25-year-old Cassie doing these things, 28-year-old Cassie doing these things. All right? I think, like, the one escort said, like, their last free call was, like, 2017 or something like that, or 2018. So, no. Why do you automatically go towards this young, vulnerable 19-year-old Cassie and you don't go towards the 27-year-old Cassie who was threatening to unalive somebody on that recorded phone line? She seems very capable of violence. Then when she was threatening that man to unalive him, why you don't go to the 27-year-old Cassie who pulled off the rubber and then pulled the person in before they even knew the rubber was off? That right there is no longer consensual once you do that. Yo, I hate the excuse. Oh, she was young, bro. She was 27 doing these things, man. Cut it out.
They ain't gotta take beatings. You better like this. You better do this. This girl has went through all this shit. And if you don't think that she ain't groomed and brainwashed, about time she get to you, then you don't know the full story. I've seen cases, I've seen that, and doing the job that I've done for 27 years. If you don't believe that this girl was brainwashed, you don't believe this girl was drugged out, coked out, whatever you want to call it, bro, to do some of this, something's wrong with you.
It's something wrong with me for thinking that a 27-year-old Cassie who was providing narcotics to male escorts did it on her own. It's silly of me to think that a 27-year-old Cassie who was texting the male escort behind Diddy back, trying to hook up with him behind Diddy back, actually enjoyed herself. And it was consensual. It's something wrong with me. Not Gene Deal for not letting this hate against Diddy go. Right? It's not Gene Deal for thinking that the prosecutors conspired to let Diddy off. It's not Gene Deal for thinking a judge and the jurors conspired to let Diddy go free. It's not Gene Deal who at some point got to look himself in the mirror and say, man, bro, is my hate for Diddy making me a lunatic? Yeah, bro. This is not looking good, man.
Because even if a 19-year-old, 20-year-old got with a 40-year-old, you could have, and she was a freak. Just say she was a straight-out freak doing this and doing that, and she was capable of doing some of the things they say Cassie doing. If you wanted to be right by her, you could have been like, nah, babe, we ain't doing that. You're beautiful. I don't know what man had you before or what you was doing before, but I want you to be mine. I'm not going to have men pissing in your mouth. You ain't got to do that no more, ma. You ain't got to have two dicks up inside you at one time. You ain't got to do that no more, ma. I'm finna cuff you. And I'm going to show you how a woman supposed to be.
If she doing that behind his back, you can't
Chariot season is officially on. Green's looking dangerous.
If she doing that behind his back, she can't argue that, man. You can't argue that for that woman. If she was doing that without him, how can you say that?
I'm going to show you what you're supposed to do, how you supposed to act, how you supposed to talk. You ain't got to do none of that shit no more. If you wanted to be right by that girl. if she came to you wrong. He didn't do that. You see what he did. So, how I feel about Cassie wanting the judge not to let that nigga go, I applaud her bravery. Because now, I don't think she'd have coked out Cassie.
You a
The ecstasy
clown.
Cassie. I don't think she's none of those things that she was before. I don't think she's none of the people, none of the drugs she was before. I don't think she is, bro.
I do, man.
She's trying to be a mother to her kids,
Now,
a
she
wife to her
was that
husband.
though.
How is Diddy getting in the way of Cassie being a mother to her kids? She's the one who dug up 10-year-old dirt to get Diddy indicted on a RICO. She's the one who did this for $30 million. Don't Diddy got kids? Right? Since when is, hey man, this person got kids is an excuse not to charge him with crimes? If Diddy can get charged and he wanted to be a father to his kids, but he had to sit in jail for 2 years fighting trafficking charges, the same charges, by the way, that Cassie is 100% guilty on, because Cassie transported those escorts as well. And if Diddy got convicted on 2 Transportation Mann Act charges, then shouldn't Cassie get convicted of 2 Transportation Mann Act charges? But no, she is a wife now, and she's a mother, and she wants to be a mother to her kids, man. Man, cut it out, bro.
Right.
Y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think about this, man? Do y'all feel like
Man, shout out Flacco for another banger, man. But look, I don't advocate for no, you know what I'm saying, violence against women, you know what I'm saying? And I don't support nothing that Diddy got going whatsoever. But at the same time, Cassie not innocent, bro. Like, that, you know what I'm saying? We can go ahead and cut that short. It's a fact that she was, you know what I'm saying, pursuing the same shit without Diddy. So how can you play the victim? You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to play the brainwash card. I can see if he always on her about doing it. But once you do that on your own, you playing that game and you not innocent no more. You know, so hey man, let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments, man. It's Lusky. You watching Lusky Views, man. Like and subscribe to my channel, man. Subscribe and join the tribe. I'm gone.